Ultra
Combo breaker.
So we're going way
back to like
back when
2013.
Back to Killer Instinct, the remake came out, and I don't think there was ever a reporting in for number 15
or number 69.
And so going back to 15, the game started off free to play. Jago, Saberwolf,
Black Orchid, I think.
Black Orchid? No, just Orchid.
Ah.
And I think there were just the 3 characters, and people were like, okay, this game's gonna get really boring when you just have 3 characters, right? And there's not, they didn't have all their moves. I think they didn't even have the shadow moves. Obviously, that's much years later. And I don't think they even had like the ultras, if I remember right. So
yeah.
like it was a really basic game, like they hadn't changed the timing or anything.
Yeah, and it was back in a time where the Xbox One was facing lots of criticism for how the production was being handled, how it was supposed to be originally handled, and all the backpedaling being too late.
Something about the games were all in the cloud and you couldn't buy the games.
Exactly.
So that's why I remember.
Yeah,
so like there was a lot of controversy, and Microsoft was getting all bad press. Like there was no shining,
hope for it.
Silver lining, I think.
And it didn't help that Killer Instinct was being handled by people who had previous credits.
It wasn't rare. Right.
Yeah, it wasn't rare. It was Double Helix, and from what I recall, they did like horrible.
They hadn't done a lot. Yeah.
They've done G.I. Joe, but that was it.
They had done ports, from what I remember. Anyway, so that's the backstory for number 15. So the game really grew from there.
Yeah, it definitely had its own
seasons.
It doesn't have a place in a fighting game
it's
club.
Really weird because the one dude that I played against way later, I think it was like 33 or whenever Riptor came out or Fulgor, he showed up. I think he said he showed up twice ever to play Killer Instinct, and like he and I were the only dudes who actually wanted to play the game.
Meanwhile,
everyone else is playing the usual.
Yeah,
games.
Everyone else is playing Street Fighter. Everyone else is playing Guilty Gear. Everyone else is playing
Smash Melee, probably.
Yeah.
There wasn't. Wait, Smash 4 I think was Smash 4 wasn't out by then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So I mean, it's that's how far back we're going. Like we're going way back, 4 years back.
Yeah. This was like.
But gradually, like what's really important to say is gradually the game got more credibility
and it got more characters.
Yeah. And it got refined a lot in like 2 or 3 seasons now.
And the lore's gone even deeper too.
Well, there's more backstory because there's more characters.
Yeah.
But it was really cool. I remember the first 2 seasons or so seeing characters that you knew from like
before, like
from like the first 2 games made by Rare. Redesigned, reimagined,
recreated. Like Cinder was meant to be like some sort of alien biome or whatever. Well, now he's an ex-criminal.
Yeah, he's an ex-con and like, but they changed him. So instead of him just being flames, they actually have like some sort of body that's on fire, right?
Exactly.
So they changed.
So they changed him up, but they didn't change him up too bad. In a way, it's kind of like Mortal Kombat X or Mortal Kombat 9, where it's
Mortal Kombat 10. I think was more closer to like redesigning, kind of like KI did. But what I want to really cover, like I think they were. That was an interesting sound effect. What I really want to cover is it seemed like they were doing really well for. I think the first 2 seasons or so when they redid KI, I think they were on the ball. Then they got, what was the other company? Double Helix got bought out by Amazon. And then, I can't think of the company. I feel so bad now. Another company took over, and that was cool for a while. But I think once they started to add, like around, you said 69, right?
Yeah.
I think around that period when they added him, he's like a
Conra.
Egyptian. Yeah, Conra. I think his name is, but Kenra?
Conra.
Yeah, and as soon as they added him, that's when I personally felt that, okay, I know a lot of people were excited about this character, but I felt like the quality was starting to slip around that point, so that's why I find it interesting.
In the meanwhile, I do like all the new characters they added, or like they they definitely mesh into their stories really well.
I think the new characters overall, up until
like even the reimaginings, Gargos, the first boss from the first game.
yeah,
No, no. Gargos was the boss of the second game. No, it's Idol. Idol used to be just a two-headed monster. In this, now his head is just cleaved in two.
Yeah. So I mean, they did an interesting job. Like some characters I thought were better, but I think now closer to the end, they've brought out Killator, which is supposed to be like
Kilgore.
Or Kilgore or Killator?
Yeah,
I don't
Kilgore,
remember.
because it's full gore, but
Yeah.
now he's Kilgore.
Yeah, he's
Or-
got the character list, so he's kind of got a advantage.
Yeah.
But I felt that's when, like, okay, where are we going? Like, these characters feel like, sort of rejected characters.
Yeah,
that-
because there's also Hisako, but then there's
Yeah,
Shin
exactly.
Hisako, and then there's a time they brought out Shadow Jago, who was a
which
secret
is
boss
okay.
in the first
He was
season,
and
and then
made him into a full character.
Yeah, into a full
But I
character,
felt like
but with
as
his
soon
own
as they
backstory.
start to add like palette swaps, I think that's when it's time to stop. Like MK, I think that's, in my personal opinion, that's when MK started to lose like their credibility.
And
a
I mean,
bit
technically,
when they
Shadow
added so many different like palette swaps.
technically Shadow Jago got in twice. Once through Omen, and then the other through Shadow Jago.
Yeah.
Omen is meant to
But
be.
now that, I mean, as you said, I'm not sure where they're going to go because they added Rash, which was neat, but at the same time, it sort of cheapened, in my opinion, the whole roster because
you have the battle codes.
Yeah, and then there's
Well,
General Ram, who was another exclusive character, but like
a crossover character.
I think at that point, like there's one more character left, as we were talking earlier.
Yeah, and
at
I
that
don't
point,
and I don't think either of us know who he is.
I don't
My
think
guess
anyone does,
is
but-
that he's Thunder's long lost brother who was turned
So
into.
someone, yeah, I mean, there's that rumor, and then there's Master Chief is a rumor.
Master Chief. No, they already have the Arbiter. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. But
like people
you never
have,
know. Some
yeah,
people,
people have
suggested
gone,
it.
yeah, people have gone ape shit over another fighting
Everything
game
Master
where,
Chief.
yeah, where they had
He's
a
already been
rumor
in
that,
Dead or Alive, I think it was.
yeah, there was like a rumor that Raiden was
Was.
going to be in Injustice 2, and people got up in
Yeah,
arms
yeah.
about it because we already had Sub-Zero. So this would probably be the same thing.
Yeah.
Master Chief would just take up another slot.
Yeah, well, I think at this point, like, the joke characters are nice. It's kind of like Smash, when they start adding characters that are, not really.
Useful, but
Yeah, like
very
another
funny.
Fire Emblem character. Like, seriously?
Yeah.
That's what it feels like to me when they
Then
start.
again, the Fire Emblem characters, I mean, you can't really...
I think if
you
they
can't really-
stopped after General Ram, I think that would have been better.
So,
Instead of adding like
The
prototype
Arbiter.
characters and Arbiter, I think was before. Yeah, Arbiter was before General Ram. What are you talking about? Yeah. General Ram, and then they added, if I remember right, Killator or
Kilgore.
and then the palette swap, weapon swap, new version of the girl. I forgot.
Hisako.
Yes, Hisako. That's it. And I think from whoever they add last, I hope it stays last because like. One, I think it's
You don't
hard
want
to
any
keep-
more seasons.
I think I don't think for this. I think like they've added all the original characters from the first two games. At this point, like unless they have a really original character, I think they should just, end it while they're on a roll without adding like palette swaps or whatever. And
Now,
like
I
few characters, I think.
I
would be-
kind of agree with you on that
Yeah.
regard, but I also want to say that they should probably at least continue in some way, shape, or form.
Well, they're probably going to work on a
Maybe-
sequel.
Yes,
but
a sequel.
but,
maybe not, because I mean, you have a lot of games like League of Legends or Champions or
Mm-hmm.
not Champions, Heroes of the Storm, where they expand upon.
Yeah,
expand
but
upon
that's
the game.
again like
But-
that's a different type of game altogether.
Exactly.
Right? You can have champions, you could have, but like in a fighting game, there's a set. Even Smash, in my opinion, maybe Melee's an exception, but each game has a set shelf life, and like it costs the company money to support the game, right? To have the servers and everything.
Yeah, so-
even Smash 4, their tournament mode is crap, but that's another story altogether. There's only so long that you can support a game, and I think at this point, because the character quality, in my opinion, is going down, they should totally stop. Just take a breather, come up with some fresh
This-
ideas.
this
and
is actually-
wait till Xbox
This-
2121 or whatever you want to call it.
Now pay attention, kids. This is the rare moment where I actually have a different opinion compared to
That's
Jim.
good.
So, while I agree
Opinions.
that it has its run, I also say it has enough juice left for another season.
I don't think so.
Or
I
even
really
another
don't,
sequel.
Because yeah, I agree with a sequel, but they've got such a large roster, and it just does not make sense
to
business
bloat
sense.
to bloat it up.
It's already bloated. Like, I mean, it doesn't have as many characters as probably Tekken 7, which, if I remember Tekken 6 right, it's like, what, 65 or so? And I know the full roster of Marvel vs. Marvel Infinite or whatever it's called. And that's around 32 or so. And no X-Men characters. Sorry, spoilers.
That's okay.
No X-Men characters whatsoever in the upcoming
Or Fantastic
game,
Four
which is gonna
characters.
pee people off. Yeah, a lot of the characters in the upcoming one are all from the movies.
Curse you, Fox.
The cinematic universe, because they're trying to promote the movies, right? So they're moving away from X-Men.
Save for the characters who didn't appear in those movies.
Yeah, a lot of them are. There's a lot of returning characters from Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but yeah.
Yeah, I think we're digressing a bit.
Yes,
I think
we are.
final ratings.
Final ratings. I think they did a great job bringing back this series, but I think
It's
as I
time to
said,
end?
Yes, it's time to stop jumping the shark, or in the case of Sonic 06, jumping the whales, like that.
Yeah.
So
In my opinion, I say this is a great game if you want to just jump into a fighting game.
Yeah.
You want to get into a game that's deep, full of lore, and you love story, you love characters. This game
the
has
AI
you
is
covered.
really hard. I wouldn't say it's a beginner's fighting
Oh
game.
yeah, no, the AI
I think Soul
is like
Calibur or Soul Calibur 2.
the AI actually learns from you.
Yes, very well. Like
Yeah.
it's insanely hard. The AI will beat your butts.
I recommend you guys look up Boss Raid Shadow Jago because this guy, he's playing it and yeah, the AI is kicking his ass.
Yeah.
To the point where he actually has to go down a difficulty just to make it
You
playable.
can actually go down difficulties. I'm pretty sure you can. I don't think you can adjust the difficulty.
I mean, like before you start the arcade mode, I mean.
Oh, you're talking arcade mode, but still, I don't think you can adjust it. I think it automatically adjusts. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Yeah, but
I
I
don't
mean,
think
like,
you can.
yeah, but I mean, like the entire difficulty. Whatever.
I don't think you can adjust
What-
the difficulty. I just said that.
Yeah, but my.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty damn sure.
Yeah.
All right. You all done? I'm all done. All right.
Supreme victory.
Yes. All right. Booyakasha. See you guys.
Adios.